Hello everyone, welcome to English Academy. In this video, we're going to discuss this poem, The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. This is in the syllabus of class 9th, English Literature and Language and English Communicative. So this is a very interesting poem and let us discuss the title first, The Road Not Taken. So the poet is telling us that the road here implies any option in our life which we don't opt for. Many times in our life, especially as students, you will have to face this situation when you have to enter class 11. You have various career options and you have to choose any one out of them. So he says that whenever in life we have such a situation, we have a dilemma and we have to choose in any one option out of the given choices, then afterwards we go on becoming whatever we choose. See, like here also, this fellow, he's standing at a junction, at a fork in the road. So there are two paths which are there. Now, whichever path he will choose, further and further, he will go on that path only, and that is how his life will become. And in future, he will say that, okay, once upon a time, I was at such a point of situation where I had to choose any one out of the two options, and the choice that I made and the option which I left have made me what I am today. So he is saying that the road not taken means that option which you don't choose. So in future, you can always maybe feel happy about it or feel sad about it that, oh my God, I didn't choose this path. Otherwise, I would have been someone else. My life would have been different. So this is the title of this poem. And now let us start this very interesting, and this poem gives us a very strong message which is relevant to the students of class 9. He says, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Diverged means separated and took a different direction, and undergrowth is a dense growth of plants and bushes. Now, here the poet says that once I was in a yellow wood. Yellow wood means in the season of autumn when all the leaves turn yellow. So then the wood or the forest looks yellow in color. So he says that it was that time of the year when he was in a forest and there were two roads. There was a fork. So there were two different ways where he could walk on. And he says, I am sorry because I could not travel both. Obviously, you are one person, so you have to choose either of the ways. You cannot walk on both the paths. And so he was feeling very sad because he was one traveler. He was one traveler, one person, so he had to choose either of the two ways. And for a very long time, he stood there and he kept on looking at both the paths. He says, I looked down one as far as I could. So till the point where he could see the path, he kept on looking at it. And what he was trying to do, he was trying to judge which path is better for him. And he says that at one point the path turned and it bent in the undergrowth. So he could not see any further. So till the point where he could see the path, he kept on looking at it. So he's trying to tell us that every person is confused. Even as students, we are also confused when we have to choose any one stream, and this is very normal. This is natural. So don't feel very bad about it because here you see a traveler. He is also confused that which path he should take, which path is better for him. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Now here fair means as good as the other one, and better claim means a better option. Now here he says, then took the other just as fair. So he says that earlier he was looking at one path which turned and it closed due to the undergrowth, due to the bushes. But then he says that I took the other road. It was also equally good. And it had perhaps the better claim. Perhaps it was the better option. Perhaps the traveler thought that the second path was better than the first one. Then he tells us why did he feel so? Because it was grassy. It had green grass on it and he felt that no one had walked on it. Wanted where means The path was saying that no one has walked on me. I am still very green and grassy. So you can come and explore this path. So that is why he chose the second road. Then he says, after walking on it for some distance, I realized that it was also similar to the first path and it had also worn, it had also been used. So it was just the initial patch that was grassy and that attracted him. But after traveling for some time, he realized that the second path was also similar to the first path. So he is trying to tell us that initially we are attracted to some career options, to some career streams, and we take them. But after studying for some time, we realize that they are also tough. So nothing is easy. Either you choose science or you choose humanities, you have to work hard upon all the streams, and everywhere you will face hurdles, and all the streams are same. Then he says, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Trodden means walked over. So he says that morning both the paths were equal. They were similar to each other. In leaves no step had trodden black. Both the paths had leaves on them and no one had walked on the paths. No step had trodden black means the leaves were fresh and green. If someone would have walked on them, then the leaves would have become black due to the footprints of the person. But the leaves were green and fresh means no one had walked on them. And then he says that when I chose the second path, I had thought in myself that the first path I can keep for some other day. I can explore this way some other day. But I knew that path leads on to path, and I will never get this chance to go back and go on this path. And he says that I knew that I will never get this chance to go on the first path, but still, when I chose the second path, I told myself that okay, someday I will explore the other path also. Then he says, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Sigh is a deep breath, and hence here means in the future. So he says that, so here the poet says that with a sigh means with a deep breath, and sigh indicates unhappiness. So perhaps in the future he will not be very happy with what he has become, and so he will say that once upon a time in the past I was at such a situation and I had to choose any one option, and the path that I chose, the second road that I took, has made me what I am. And he says that that has made all the difference. So he is trying to tell us that the path, that the career that you choose today will have a big impact on your future. And so you have to be very careful and wise while selecting the options. Okay, so this is the poem, and now we move on to the literary devices that have been used here. Now the rhyme scheme is the same throughout the poem, that is A, B, A, A, B. Here also you can see would and stood and could are rhyming. Both and growth are rhyming. So this is the rhyme scheme that is followed throughout the poem. Now here yellow wood is a metaphor. Yellow wood. The wood is not yellow. Actually, the yellow color indicates the color of the leaves. So here he is saying yellow wood, but he wants to talk about the leaves that are yellow in color, which have made the forest appear yellow in the season of autumn. Then we also see anaphora over here. All the three lines are starting with and. This is the device of anaphora. And there is enjambment also over here. See, the same sentence is continuing to the next line. There is no punctuation mark in the end. So this is the device of enjambment. Now in the first line, we can also see consonants, that is the repetition of a consonant sound which is prominent throughout the line. Here the sound is very prominent. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. So if you get to see such sort of a repetition of a consonant, you call it a consonance device. Then we will say that this is symbolism. Two roads. Two roads are the symbol of two options. So he's trying to say that roads are the symbol of options. We have many options in life and we have to choose either out of them. Now in the next stanza also same rhyme scheme is there. A, B, A, B. Fair, where and there are rhyming. Claim and same are rhyming. Here we get to see alliteration. Wanted, where, were sound is repeating at the start of two consecutive words. That is alliteration. Now in this line also we see consonants. Th sound is very prominent. Though, that, the, there. So these words have this sound. This is consonants device. The next stanza also has the same rhyme scheme, and we also see enjambment over here, and we see alliteration over here. First, for, first sound is start repeating at the start of these two words. Then here also same rhyme scheme, A, B, A, B, and then here we see enjambment, and we also see repetition. Ages word has been repeated here because he wants to lay emphasis on this. And again, two roads diverged in a wood. In the first stanza, it was two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and here again the sentence is repeated, two roads diverged in a wood. So the poet wants to lay emphasis on this, so he has used the device of repetition. So that's all for this poem. The Road Not Taken, a very interesting poem with a very deep and meaningful message for all of us. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've understood. If you have any doubts, write in the comments. Bye.